Do I cut it? Do I not? Do I just leave it like this? This is like a green tea and coconut tea. Oh my freaking god. Damn, I literally just tripled. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy. If you're new here, I just said my name's Amy. Subscribe if you like this video, like it if you like it and all that. I have a little splurge on my other videos. Pop one up on the iCards. I had like a massive Oaxaca's last night. If you don't know Oaxaca, you need to know. It's like a Mexican street food sort of place, and we went for a friend's birthday last night. Me and Rich shared like loads of small plates between us, and we didn't share 1 or 2 or 3, we shared 7. That's what happens when you don't eat breakfast. Always eat breakfast, guys. The natural light is going like grey, and then there's bits of sun coming out, and having a bit of a groggy day. But I'm gonna film anyway, because sometimes you have shit days, sometimes you have good days. I think it's just because I ate so much last night and I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. I'm on like this little urge of like spending loads of money at the moment, and I don't know what to spend my money on. So if you've got any like ideas that you want me to film, then let me know. I'm really keen to film another haul. It's definitely a get cozy indoors, have a cuppa sort of day today. The weirdest thing happened last night. So we went to Oaxaca, came home, me and Rich were in bed lying there, and I fell asleep. And then I woke up at like 1 o'clock and he was still watching TV, and I saw him like eating Cadbury's chocolate. My mum had given us these massive Cadbury's chocolate bars. He was just munching on it. Nearly half of it was gone. It was like, babe. So I woke up in the middle of the night, grabbed the chocolate bar off him and just started eating it, and then fell back asleep. So this video today is a very like down-to-earth video. I wanted to bring my channel back to its roots a little bit. The reason I started doing this channel was to talk about women's health stuff. Kind of have neglected it for more fashion and beauty stuff at the moment. This was one of my first videos that I ever wanted to film. Whether my mum likes it or not, I'm gonna film this video. People get really funny with talking about stuff like this, so if you're not into this thing, then please just not watch it. Otherwise, grab a coffee, grab a tea. We'll discuss this together because I think it's a subject we need to talk about. Welcome to Wales, guys. I was gonna say don't watch this if you're underage, but if you're 50, if you're 16, I think this will benefit you as well. I'm gonna talk to you about my contraception journey from when I started becoming sexually active to where I am at now. I'm very lucky I haven't had any like pregnancy scares, but I know a lot of ladies that have. I think it's very important to know your body and to experiment with different methods. You want to be stress-free, you want to be worry-free, so you can self-love and be the best that you ever can be in your life. I'm going to start from when I was 16. I was in a relationship with this guy. I'm not going to go into detail, but it happened and we planned for it to happen, so it wasn't a horrible story or anything. I was very educated in school about contraception. The one thing that they promoted the most was the pill, and I heard just the pill, the pill, the pill everywhere. Loads of girls were talking about the pill. I'm on the pill. What pill are you on? And I knew what it did. I knew it was a contraceptive method, but I didn't actually know the ins and outs. I think the pill is 98% effective. So I went to my doctors and I was like, look, I think I brought my mum with me. They put me on microgynum, which is one of the most common pills out there. It's got quite a high level of estrogen, if I remember rightly. Changes the makeup of your womb lining, which stops you from getting pregnant. Pill doesn't give you normal periods. They give you like withdrawal bleeding. I started taking the microgynum, first ever contraceptive method that I've ever used, so obviously it was gonna stir a lot of things going on in my body. It really did mess up my periods right at the beginning, bleeding randomly, feeling really moody, like it was going freaking crazy. People were noticing, like my family were noticing, my boyfriend at the time was noticing. I think I'm gonna get a pillow. My bum hurts. After realising that microgynum was the cause of all these mood swings, and also I think I was putting on weight at the time and I didn't like that. Quite in touch with my body and I just didn't feel right. So I went back to the doctors and they said to me to try, I can't remember the name of it, but I tried that. Didn't see any improvement in that either. Then the last one that they asked me to try was called Celeste. More of a lower estrogen level in there. It doesn't make your hormones go too crazy. It was working quite nicely for me. It was going so well, so I was on Celeste then for maybe a year. I came off it because I don't like taking pills. I was missing days. I was even struggling to take paracetamol when I was getting period pains. I decided to come off Celeste and use nothing because I had split up with my boyfriend. There was no need for me to be on the pill. I think I had like a 2-year break. I wasn't very sexually active at that point in my life. I must have used condoms or something. And then I got into another relationship, lasted for about 2.5 years. I went back onto Celeste thinking, that's fine, that pill works for me. I was not feeling the same way as I did before. My body had changed. As you grow older, your hormone level changes. I had completely different side effects. Kind of acted the way that microgynon did. My mood swings were going crazy. I wasn't myself. Thinking about it now, I was too young to know what was going on with my body. So I kind of just put up with it. I didn't know what else to use. Like, I had heard of like an implant, but the thought of like putting something like that in my body, injecting it, it made me die. I hated needles. Didn't really hear of anything else. It was, in my eyes, all I kind of knew about was condoms or the pill. Neither of them worked for me very well. I felt the pressure of everyone uses the pill. Like, why can't I use the pill? If everyone uses the pill, why doesn't my body react the same way as they do? Everybody is different and everyone has different sort of reactions to everything. To be in touch with your body and the way you're feeling is so important. Once you feel those emotions all the time, they become normal to you. It wasn't my little sidekick, it was like my enemy. So after the 2.5 years that I was on Celeste then, broke up with my boyfriend at the time. I was going to do the same thing as I did before and completely go off it. Didn't use any contraceptive methods other than condoms. I was the most happiest I have ever been. It was like a weight off my shoulders. At this age now, I was about 20. I then went travelling and I felt so happy in my body. Condoms in my eyes are not the best in the world. Like, everyone hates them. They're such a moment killer, I know. But like, they did the job. And then when I came back from travelling, I was flourishing through life. That's when I met Rich. Must have been about 1.5 years ago now. If I was going to be in a relationship again, I wanted to look for a method. I do not want to become pregnant right now. I need to have a contraceptive method that I can rely on and that's not going to mess all my hormones up, make me overweight. There are way more out there. I don't know whether it's because of money, I don't know, convenience and the government or media or whatever. I generally feel that those are the ones that they advertise the most. So I was looking into all the different ways. I spoke to some girls, I spoke to my doctors, I spoke to my mum. There was something that I hadn't considered before, and that was the coil. I hate the sound of it. I didn't really know a lot about it. So I then looked into it online. You could get a copper coil that didn't have any hormones in it, and that to me was like, yes. I didn't want any sort of substances or harsh substances to go in my body. Booked an appointment with my doctors and I was like, I want the copper coil. They referred me then to a sexual health clinic where I got an appointment to get it inserted. I had a consultation on the phone. I had a bit of a kerfuffle with it. They booked an appointment to have it inserted within 3 months. And then I had to wait another 2 months and I was really gutted. Eventually it did happen. Let me just tell you, it didn't go very smoothly. Like, let me know if any of you have had the coil before, because I'm really intrigued to see how your experiences went. The actual insertion of it happening was a bit of a nightmare. When it was happening, they couldn't put the copper coil in. My insides were really small. It is very painful. It's really like one of those things where you experience pain for however so long and then after that you won't feel pain at all. In my eyes, it was definitely worth it. Rich came with me, he was in the waiting room, and then she said to me, do you want us to use another one that's smaller? And I said, yeah, just put anything in me. I was in so much pain. Sorry, I have a cold. Was Marina, which is 1/4 of the amount of hormones that would be in a pill. And she also said that I can experience 0 to barely any periods. I do want to keep my periods. Said after you'll experience pain, which you do whatever coil you put in. I still have the coil in me now, and it's been about 1 year since I've had it done. The benefits of it is absolutely incredible. I'd go through it again. Best method that I've ever used. I'm not an expert on this subject. Most of my friends now have the coil. My periods now are pretty regular. I do get quite bad cramps, but I think that's just the way it is. We have to deal with that, unfortunately. The best thing about this is that it lasts for up to 3 years. It doesn't prevent any STIs or sexual diseases. I felt like my hormones have steadied. I'm in a place where I don't need to think about it because I can just enjoy it for what it is. Some of my friends have had different experiences with the coil. Some people didn't have any pains or periods. Some people had loads of pains. My best friend Mel had it recently taken it out. She felt like it wasn't right and actually it was caught on something. Everyone is different. The reason I created this video was just to let you know about this method because not a lot of people know about it. There's the injection. There's also natural family planning. You can get an app and a thermometer and it measures your temperature and you know when you're ovulating and not, which is also really good if you don't want to take any sort of substances or put anything in your body. To me, that's just a little bit too risky. So that's really it. Do as much research as possible. That's what I would recommend. Talk to people, be open about it. It's something that we should speak about. Stuff that they tell you at school isn't necessarily stuff that will work for you. Let me know if you've had any experiences or if you can give advice to people. I always talk about it to my girlfriends. I don't know why. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. I hope you have a lovely evening and day and night, and I will see you in my next video.